Hey there, and welcome to today's Explainer. So today, we're going to look at the truly fascinating ways that humans interact with our amazing planet. You can just think of me as your guide, taking you on a journey to see how your daily choices connect to the huge, beautiful world around us. All right, let's dive right in.
Here's what we're covering today. First, Earth's natural resources. Second, how we impact Earth. Third, global population growth. Fourth, why do people move? And finally, we'll wrap up with a summary of our main points.
Okay, Section 1, Earth's Natural Resources.
To kick things off, we really need to know what a natural resource actually is. Basically, a natural resource is just a useful material found in the environment. It really is that simple. Think about the water you drink after playing outside, or, the wood used to build the desk you're sitting at right now. Those are both useful materials we get straight from our environment.
Now we can basically divide these useful materials into two different teams. We've got renewable resources and non-renewable resources. So renewable resources are things that nature can replace in a relatively short amount of time, as long as we use them wisely. But non-renewable resources, those take millions of years to replace. A super important vocabulary word here is fossil fuels, things like coal and oil. Because fossil fuels literally take millions of years to form, they are non-renewable, meaning once we use them all up, they are totally gone.
Let's look at how our everyday world is categorized here. Up at the top, you've got soil, water, and plants. These are renewable. We use them for drinking, growing our food, and making lumber. But then, down at the bottom, we have fossil fuels and minerals. These are non-renewable, formed over millions of years. And we use them for energy, plastics, and actually, even the little electronics inside your cell phone.
Moving on to Section 2, how we impact Earth.
Since the 1800s, human action has changed the planet in a massive way, mostly because of something called industrialization. Industrialization is the development of machine-powered production and manufacturing. Before this happened, almost everything was just made by hand. But with machines, large cities started growing around these big factories. And this new technology made it so much easier for people to build roads, clear land for farms, and honestly, change their environment faster than ever before in history.
But one major impact of all this clearing and building is deforestation. Deforestation is the loss of forest cover in a region. Simply put, it means we're cutting down way too many trees. People do this to get wood for building houses or to clear space for giant farms to grow food. To put that into perspective, forests the size of entire countries have been cleared out over the years.
If you look at this view from above, you can see exactly what I mean. On the edges, there's this dense green forest, but right in the middle, there's a huge cleared, totally empty space where the trees are completely gone. This is exactly what happens when we extract too many resources all at once. And when those trees go missing, it causes a whole other problem related to this really important keyword, biodiversity. Biodiversity is the number of types of living things in a region or ecosystem. Think about it, all sorts of animals and plants live in that forest. When deforestation happens, they lose their homes. So cutting down trees directly reduces the biodiversity of an area, which just means fewer types of living things can actually survive there.
All right, Section 3, global population growth.
We actually call this line shape a hockey stick, because as you can see, it stays flat for a really long time and then shoots straight up. For most of human history, our population grew very, very slowly. Look right around the year 1800. The line just shoots up into the sky. And why is that? Well, it's because of better healthcare, better medicine, and huge improvements in food production. People just started living much longer, healthier lives, and that caused a massive global population boom.
The absolute crucial point here is this enormous number, over 7 billion. That is the world's population today, more than 7 billion people. Now, having lots of people can produce amazing things, right? Like new ideas and new services. But a massive number like this can also cause some challenges. A population growing this incredibly fast can put a really heavy strain on our supply of clean water, food, and medicine.
Okay, let's head into Section 4. Why do people move?
First up, we've got a new vocabulary word to learn, emigrate. Emigrate means to migrate out of a place. Basically, when people leave their home country to start a brand new life in another country, they emigrate. This is a huge decision. It can bring some massive changes to a person's life, like having to learn a completely new language or getting used to totally new customs.
But why do people make such a big decision? Well, it usually comes down to push factors and pull factors.
You can kind of think of it like this. A push factor is a reason that makes you want to leave. For example, imagine your old middle school is closing down forever. That pushes you away. Now, a pull factor is a reason that attracts you to a new place. Maybe the new middle school across town has this amazing soccer team that you really want to join. That pulls you in. In the adult world, push factors might be things like escaping a war or not having enough food. Pull factors might be moving for a great new job or just the hope of a better life.
Because people are always looking for those better jobs and new opportunities, we're currently seeing a massive global shift called urbanization. Urbanization is the movement of people from rural areas, which are the quiet countryside and farming settlements, to urban areas, which are the big, busy cities.
Take a look at the blue slice on these charts. That blue represents the urban population, meaning people living in cities. Back in 1950, only 30% of people lived in cities. By the year 2000, that grew to 47%. By 2050, it's projected to be a whopping 66%. That blue slice just keeps growing and growing over time, showing us that more and more of the world is packing up, moving away from the countryside, and heading straight into big cities.
Finally, Section 5. Let's do a quick summary of our main points. Here are the 4 big takeaways I want you to remember from today. First, we all rely on natural resources to survive. Some are renewable, and some, like fossil fuels, are non-renewable. Second, our human actions have a real impact. Things like deforestation reduce the biodiversity of animals and plants. Third, improvements in things like healthcare and food caused a huge global population boom over the last 200 years. And finally, people move and emigrate due to push and pull factors. That's driving more and more people into cities, which is that process we call urbanization.
So, I want to leave you with this one final super important question to think about. How might your daily choices impact Earth's future? The resources you use, the energy you consume, the places you might even choose to live one day, you are a real part of this amazing global story. Thank you so much for exploring the Earth with me today. Keep asking those great questions, keep learning, and I'll see you on our next explainer.